Hello and welcome back to World of Warcraft. Holy crap, it has been a long time, a few months actually, since I was recording anything for World of Warcraft, and since I put it out any of the videos for it. So I figured with the release of 7.1.5, I would hop back in, and at the very least, maybe not go back to recording it and putting out videos as often as I was, but at the very least, give my thoughts on Legion as a whole, and on the changes that have come with this patch. Now, one of the reasons I stopped recording, well, one of the main reasons was, okay, let's chop down here, was because of my computer. It was starting to have problems, and I just couldn't record anymore, and I had to stop. But the reason I didn't go back to recording was I kind of got bored with it, and it just became a bit overwhelming, to be perfectly honest. And let me explain why. It was mainly because of artifact power. And if you were playing one character, the way artifact power worked, it was perfectly fine. Let's see, where's that? Up here? Yeah. The way artifact power worked was perfectly fine. If you're playing one character and only one character, Aru? Is this rare? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you're playing one character and one character alone, then artifact power is perfectly fine the way it worked, the way it functioned. Gating it slowly and building up and grinding for it was perfectly fine. But if you're like me and you play a lot of different classes, then it became very daunting to get multiple classes and get them leveled up to max level, and then having to get the artifact power for them. Now, there was a way around this with the research notes that you could use to increase the percentage of artifact power you got from various items, such as the thing I just picked up there, like treasure chests or rares and all that kind of stuff. And you could use those to increase the amount of artifact power you got from all that stuff. Unfortunately, it took, what was it, 3 days, 4 days to actually research that stuff. And there were 25 levels of it. And I only recently, with Floob, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I think, finally managed to get the very last rank of artifact knowledge and it got me up to 24,900%, which is insane. But at the same time, yeah, that's just not really enough, to be perfectly honest. Because look at this. I've been playing off and on for the past few months. After I stopped recording, I did keep playing Floob. I know I said I was going to save him for my quest and for my series, but after I stopped recording, I just kept playing him a little bit, mainly doing world quests. And yeah, look at this. It has taken me this long, doing it at least every week, logging in to make sure I did all the daily order hall missions, the sending my followers out to do stuff, and doing world quests like I'm doing right now. And right now I'm doing Warden world quests, and doing this every 3 days or so. I mean, I didn't do it every day. I did it every 3 days. I'd let them build up, and then I would just do them all in one go. But yeah, even doing all that, it has taken me 3 months to get all the way up to this. I finally have all of the points, all of the various things, and I'm down to my very last one. And it takes 1.6 million to get this final ability on this. And that's insane. Even with all of the research notes, it took that much to get it. And it takes a long time to get that much stuff. And right now I'm very, very close. I'm at 1.2, which isn't too bad. It means I'm fairly close to it. In fact, if I really, really pushed for it, I might be able to get that today. But yeah, if you're playing one character, this is perfectly fine. That kind of insane grind is perfectly fine. Having to wait 3 days to get a new research note is perfectly fine. But when you're starting out on a new character, if you're leveling up a new alt, or even an old alt, and you hit max level, you're going to start at baseline, and you're going to have to get all the research notes researched up, and it's going to take at least a good 2 months to get all the research done, which is gonna be a very daunting prospect. I mean, this is just my first artifact, my first weapon. I still have these two I haven't put any points into at all. But, yeah. Imagine if you're like a warlock and all three of your weapons are actually useful if you want to switch specs. That's going to take a long time, especially getting all the research notes. Which is why I'm coming back here for 7.1.5. Because they added a new thing. They added the ability to purchase these account locked, account bound to account, that's the word I'm looking for, bound to account items that you can purchase on a character that already has a bunch of research done, like Floob. Floob has max level, he's 25 levels researched, which means I can buy a bound to account item that I can send off to one of my alts, and they can learn 20 levels of artifact research. So that's fairly good. That is fairly good. That is one of the changes they made with this to help alleviate some of the tediousness and slowness of actually getting all this research done, especially for alts. I mean, yeah, you still have to do the research on your main character. You can't just buy it right from the beginning and get like 20 friggin' levels. I mean, I actually looked on one of my other characters that already had 20 levels, and the artifact, the bound to account item thing that gives artifact knowledge was only 15. So yeah, I think it gives you up to 5 levels below what you currently have. He had level 20, so I could get a bound to account item that would increase it by 15. Since Floob already has 25, it goes up by 20. So I was able to buy these bound to account artifact research things, mail them to my other characters, and instantly get them to 20 levels of artifact research, which is fairly nice. It really does speed up the grind. It gets rid of some of the tediousness and insurmountable feeling of it, and that's what really did kind of kill my interest in keeping going, because whenever I got a new alt leveled up, it just was so daunting looking at the fact that it went from getting a few artifact power things for like 10, 20, 30 here and there and getting a few points to needing thousands and thousands very quickly and still only getting 10, 20, 30 while I'm just going out questing and getting the treasures and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad they actually added this. I'm glad they actually put this in, because it will make leveling up alts a little bit more palatable for people. Especially for me, because that's what I always did whenever I would start a new expansion or I would get my main character to max level. I would play it for a while, get them geared up, get all their main professions maxed out, and I would get bored, and I would start a new character and do the same thing over again. But with the addition of artifact power and the slow grind for it, it just kind of killed any momentum or real desire to keep going like that until I got the research done. So yeah. But a few other changes that came with 7.1.5. They actually added the new raid, a brand new raid. What is it called? What is it called? It is the Night Hold, which is fairly nice. It's supposed to be released today, the Night Hold? Or is it not released? This is not available yet. Huh, how very odd. It was supposed to be released today, but I've been looking forward to that. If nothing else, for the simple fact that there is something I want out of there. And no, it's not gear, it's not armor. It is this thing, Fell Corehound Harness. Look at this. Steel-bound harness teaches you how to summon a rideable steel-bound devourer. It just takes some demon steel, blood of Sargeras, fell hides, and other stuff like that. And it's fairly nice. I could actually make this if I really wanted to. But unfortunately, it drops in Nighthold from Tichondrius, so I've had to wait all this time before I'd actually be able to get it. So yeah, a new raid just added, which is fairly nice. It's a lot better than... That's nice that they're actually adding content. They're still adding content. Is there anything good here? No? No. Am I still... Ah, just hit exalted. Very nice. Is there anything useful here? No. No. But yeah, they added that. They are in fact adding new content, which is a bit better than what they did with Warlords of Draenor, which only had one major content update. So yeah, they've actually added a new raid, which is nice, and hopefully they'll keep adding more stuff over the coming months and year or so with new raids or new content or new dungeons. And not only that, they also added the new Brawlers Guild. Brawlers Guild. Brawlers Guild? Is that the name of it? Brawlers Guild? I never really got into the Brawlers Guild. Well, I got into it, I just never started doing it. So yeah, the Brawlers Guild, it's back up with some new bosses, some new enemies, some new stuff to do, as well as adding a new world event, such as this, which is the Call of the Scarab, which is basically new miniature world holidays that will pop up from here and there, and give you abilities to go back to old content and take a look at it and actually do stuff. Uh, but yeah, damn it. Open up, Ken. But yeah, the Call of the Scarab, it sends you back to the gates of Ahn'Qiraj back in Silithus. And this is what I was talking about back when I was still recording a few months ago. The fact that they are able to do this. They are able to make all this old content scalable. So I don't know if they've changed it. I won't know until the 21st when it actually starts, if it was basically instanced or scaled to your level. I don't really know, and I won't know until then. But if it's instanced, then okay, fine. But if it's scalable, and what I mean by that, it's level 60 to level 110, meaning anyone from level 60 to 110 can go there and do this stuff, then that's awesome. This is what I was talking about months ago. Them being able to just scale all the old content up to max level and let you do it. This is what I've been wanting them to do. But yeah, it looks like they might actually be doing it, and it's very interesting.
How are you?
But yeah, this is what I was talking about. Artifact Research Compendium, volumes 1 through 4. Basically, because I have level 25 researched, I have 4 levels of it, all the way up to level 20, so I could just buy this for 1,000 order resources, which is insanely good, considering it takes 500 to do research per research, so 500 times 20, that's 10,000 friggin' order resources. 10,000, right? 10,000, yeah, for 20, yeah, 10,000, 10,000, just make sure my math was right there. But yeah, I could just buy this since I'm maxed out, send it to all my other characters, I get them to level 100, they can instantly get 20 levels of research notes and start getting a huge boost to the amount of artifact power they are getting, and hopefully not take nearly as long to get their artifact weapons leveled up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the artifact system. I do like the artifact power system. It did add a bit more flexibility and personalization to the way you actually leveled up your character. No, not that. In the sense that you actually had to choose what points you put into it. It started out here, or wherever your artifact weapon was, and you actually had to choose what path you wanted to go at. You had to prioritize what you wanted the most of. I mean, granted, once you got enough points, you could get all of it, but it meant that you actually had to choose, you had to plan it out, and take what path you wanted. And it allowed for a bit more customization, individual style, and allowed you to focus on what you and how your play style was, and let other stuff be just relegated to I'll get it later kind of thing. And I like that. That's something that's been missing from this game for a while. Ever since they made all of the specializations, all the various specs, just click on it and you're just handed all the stuff with no real choice. And no, I don't think this really counts, because you're basically given every 15 levels your choice between one of 3 things every 15 levels. Instead of a point you can put into it, every level you're given a point every 15, and you're given basically a choice between the three. And don't get me wrong, it's nice, I guess, but yeah, it lacks what the original talent tree system really had. And I do find that lacking. And I was happy when they added the artifact system, and I did like the artifact system. So yeah, but yeah, as you can see, I am wearing my purple paladin suit. I finally put that back on my weapon because I like this weapon. I like the way it looks, and it really does match this suit. And yeah, I did take a break for a while. Well, I took a break recording. I didn't really take a break playing. I have like 3 other max level characters that don't have nearly as much done, simply because once I got them to max level, like I said, I just did not see a point to keep going until I got their artifact power generation up a little bit, at least a few levels of the research done. So yeah, I'm not really sure what else to do. I mean, originally I was going to save this character for the videos, but once I stopped recording, I just kept going. I finished up most of the zones, or at least most of the quests in most of the zones, like Valshar I finished up, High Mountain's done. I haven't finished out completely all of the Stormheim. And Suramar, I still need to finish out Suramar. I still have not done that. But yeah, I don't know if... Should I really keep going with this? Because, yeah, the main point of what I was going to do, I was going to do all the quests and stuff, but I've already done most of it. I just came back just for this episode, I think, just to look at some of the changes and give my overall thoughts on Legion and what I really wanted to say about it. Just to give it a final episode of it, because I did kind of leave it on a cliffhanger on the last episode I made. So yeah, overall, I liked Legion. It's good, it's fun. I might still keep playing, but it has been a few months. It has settled down, and I am still having fun with it, just not nearly as much as I did. Though with the artifact power thing being added, it might be time to start leveling up some more alts or something. But aside from that, I don't really want to keep going with this, because, yeah, everything else about this character, everything else he does, everything else I can do is just a few things in, like, Suramar and a couple quests in Stormheim. And for the most part, all I ever do is log in and do world quests, which is fine, again, if you're only doing it on one character. But when you need to do it on every character, multiple characters, then you end up doing the same world quest over and over again, and it's not much different to the daily quest you used to have in the old expansions. Which is another thing. The world quests were nice, and it added a bit more flexibility to how you would gain reputation, how you would gain order resources, rather than just the standard kind of a daily quest where you just go and do the exact same thing over and over again for weeks at a time. But it does kind of kill any interest in leveling up alts, because you're basically going through the same content over and over again every single time you go through the world quest. So, yeah, I don't know. Overall, I liked this expansion. It was a nice change of pace from what was previously done. It was a huge step up from Warlords of Draenor, and I have to say I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I don't think I'm going to keep going with videos. I don't think I'm going to keep going with recording it. I might keep playing here and there, and if something interesting happens, or maybe I want to try and do some, like, videos showing out some, like maybe doing some tutorials on how to get some of the rare achievements or some of the raid achievements, because I still need to do stuff like Ice Crown or Old War. I need to get the mount achievement in Old War. I never got the one for 25 man. I got the one for 10 man and 10, but not the 25 one. So I might go through that maybe at some point if I ever feel like doing it. But aside from that, I think this is going to be the end of my WoW videos. I just wanted to come back and give it a final farewell for my series and give my thoughts on it. So, Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Bobson. This has been another episode of World of Warcraft, and me giving my thoughts on the game as a whole. And yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.